Hello and welcome back to another video. It is your man, Thrawn's Revenge here with another mock video. This one is the Canderous Assault Tank. You will recognize this vehicle if you have played the Forces of Corruption expansion for Empire at War. It, probably if you see it right now, you might be mad if you have played that game before, because people don't like this vehicle. They find it really overpowered and super fucking broken. So I decided it'd be fun to make a actual one. I've been sitting on these instructions for actually a little while, so I thought I'd get around to making the model on my own, and I have also made modifications to it from its original version, so this is basically version 2.0. So to give some history about this vehicle, this was made by Mandel Motors. It was named after the famous Mandalorian, Canderous Odo. It was protected by super heavy armor and could even fight large Imperial walkers. It had concussion missile batteries and 2 heavy mass driver cannons. This vehicle was very large, very powerful. It had a crew of 3 and could go about 50 kilometers an hour. It was used by the crime lord Tiber Zahn during the Forces of Corruption campaign. So these vehicles are really cool. They're really fun to look at. They're very unique in their design. It feels like a different kind of Star Wars, if you know what I mean. Its design is unusual compared to the standard, in my opinion. So I thought it'd be really fun to kind of capture that unusualness as much as possible. So we can kind of go into the more specifics of this model. This model comes in 2 colors. You are able to buy this on My Rubricable. It comes in a brown and it comes in a dark bluish gray. This is the dark bluish gray model, as it is cheaper. It is very greebled. I tried to greeble as much of it that's supposed to be greebled, so you'll notice some greebling right over here. You'll notice some greebling on the inside of the mandibles right there. There's some greebling on the front right here. The reference image for this are not vast, and because of that I made some decisions on my own of how it should look like. The back, though, there are images from the game model itself, so I modeled the back from that. You can see the fins, the main engine right there, and then some little greebling bits and details here. The turret is able to move 360 degrees. The guns are also able to move, but I will note, if you buy this, if you want movable guns, they pop off very easily. They're connected by a single stud. So if you would prefer that it doesn't easily pop off, I would recommend actually just putting a 2x2 dark bluish gray plate there instead. Your guns will then be stationary, but they won't fall off as easily or sag like mine do. So yeah, we'll get a little bit... Ooh, this does not want to stay. As I said, yeah, they don't like to stay, which kind of sucks. The whole thing is able to fit the correct lore amount of people. It is able to fit 3. It is 1 driver, 1 gunner, and 1 commander. The whole thing is able to pop off. So you will take the top piece like so, and that just comes off like that. So I'll put that to the side. And then you can pick this up relatively easily. It is quite hefty. I'll say it's about 900 parts total. And there are the 3 infantry that are in there. Your commander, your gunner, and your driver. And there's what the crew compartment looks like, kind of. And it has 2 clips able to store blasters, one on the left and one on the right. You'll see it at the bottom right there. You are also able to take these guys out really easily. They are not studded in at all. They just kind of slide in there with the what is it called? Oh no. The panel? It's a panel. Yeah, it's the panel piece that the minifigs are able to slide into. So that guy just slides in there. Nice and snug. They are able to fit with hats on this one, unlike the T1B. This is a much bigger model, so there's a lot more space to work with, which ended up working out really well. More detail on the turret. The turret has the underside of it also plated, so you'll see right there. There's plating on the underside of this. There's plating on the top of it as well. Main places to be careful of. I'm going to take the guns off just to make sure that those don't fall off during. You want to be careful of these fins right here. These fins are only connected with 2 stud pieces, so you're going to want to be a little cautious when moving this around. Don't want to knock these off on accident. Some greebling on the turret right there. You'll see some vents that I added in. Those are not in the model. This is in the model for the textures, so I added those myself, just to make sure that it looks, more accurate. And then you'll see the front here. I couldn't get the sloping of this piece right here. This is supposed to cant a little bit inwards like that, but to get a good sturdy connection there, I had to sacrifice that, which does suck, but I feel it was worth it in the long run. It does look a little bit chunkier than it should, but even with that slight chunkiness, I still think it was worth keeping the integrity in there. So we'll put this guy back on. It uses a lot of snot techniques on the turret. I'm very happy with how this turned out. This turned out really well. It is basically flush on that whole front face of the turret, and then that slides into these right here, and there's barely any gaps in it. There's like a couple of holes, like a tiny little hole here and a tiny little hole here, but all in all, I think it turned out really well. The guns, I will say that the guns are very expensive for the model, solely because of these dark red Technic tires. If you want to save some money, do not put this on your model. They're like $10 each. I wanted to have them solely because it looks more accurate to the actual model. They are dark red on the model itself, in-game. If you don't want them, don't put them on. You'll save yourself a good $40 right there on the model price alone. As I said, it's a almost $900 model, or not $900. Sorry, 900 piece model. It's a 900 piece model, which is a lot of parts for a tank. Largest tank that I've done, other than the Sith Enforcer that I have done. But the Sith Enforcer has not been tested yet, so I don't think you'll be seeing a video on that guy for a while. So yeah, that's kind of all I got for this. I hope you all enjoyed the little review. I hope you enjoyed the model. If you are interested in picking it up, the instructions will be in the link below. You can find my socials down there as well, Instagram, Twitch, all that stuff. I did make the modifications of this on my Twitch. The VOD is no longer available. This was done already a while ago, I think, the modification. The version 2 was done, I want to say, a month ago. Maybe longer. All these parts were also from Mevitz Bricks, so thank you so much, Mevitz, for being amazing to work with. I would highly recommend using him. It makes life so much easier when getting parts. And maybe if you want to get this model yourself, maybe hit him up. Ask for those pieces yourself. It'll be totally worth it. This model turned out much better than I had expected. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.